Hello, welcome to our specific topic Q&A. We're glad to have you guys here. My name is Cody Ray. I'm a technology scout with a small business consulting corporation, and going to lead you through the specific topic 24.1 advanced battery development effort. And I just want to say first, we're very glad you're here. You're actually why SBCC exists. We at SBCC are part of the government's CCIT initiative, and we're an ANAS advisory and assistance service provider to the U.S. Air Force. We've been hired by them to find the technology that our warfighters need to be and remain superior. One of our emphases is scouring the technology landscape to bring the Air Force and DoD technologies that they didn't know existed. But what we really like to do is find out from our military what it precisely needs and is willing to put manpower, resources, and money towards, and go find solutions that meet those needs. The military can be a lucrative partner for companies, but it can also be a hard, long road to navigate. Their focus has not been on being a great business partner. Their focus is on being a sharp sword ready to be wielded when called upon. Our purpose is to help the military work well with you, the businesses, and to make it easier for you to understand and do business with the military. It's always helpful to share that since the government has hired us. We are a free service to the companies with whom we work. So that by way of brief introduction, I do want to let you know that the meeting today will be recorded. There is a disclaimer in the chat from Fireflies that we're using to record, so just be aware of that. And also, this video and audio will be publicly available afterwards. So just be mindful of anything that you ask or that's said on here will be publicly available. I want to help you protect your proprietary information. You'll also notice we have some slides. Today, we have 4 different slides that we'll be rotating through. And they'll be on a loop. They contain helpful information, so feel free to take a screenshot of that information. And I hope that will help you as you move forward in your effort. We are currently in the pre-release period. So before we get started, I just want to let you know that questions should be limited to specific information related to improving the understanding of the topic requirements. Like that's the kind of the tight window that we're looking at today for the phase 1 effort. No questions are going to be allowed for advice or guidance on solution approach. Additional materials can't be submitted. We're just looking to help answer, again, specific information related to improving your understanding of the topic requirements. And the whole goal is to get all the information out to everybody so there's an even playing field as you bring your new technology to the Air Force. I also say, be mindful how you ask your questions. We want you to have answers, but we also want your proprietary information to be protected. So just be mindful of that as you're on here. The topic this particular topic actually becomes highly classified quickly. In order to avoid vulnerabilities, we'll purposefully avoid specific information as much as possible, and we'll keep to the discussion in general. The phase 1 effort that we're going to be talking about today is to conduct a feasibility study with government stakeholders to assess your technology, collaborate together, and find a use case for which a prototype later will be developed in phase 2. So we're not talking prototype today or answering prototype questions, really answering feasibility study questions. During the feasibility study, we will collaboratively determine the specific application and thresholds, objectives that the technology needs to meet. The phase 1 proposal should be an explanation of your technology or solution. You're essentially proposing a 6-month research project to assess your technology and work with the government customer to come up with a use case for it. And the specifics of how to adapt your solution will be listed in that follow-on phase 2 proposal later. The phase 1 is a 6-month project, and the period of performance, I want you to be aware of the specific period of performance and the award cost, because when you're submitting your applications, 2 of the 4 reasons why submissions get disqualified quickly is they are going too long on their period of performance, and too high on the amount that they're requesting. So just be tightly aware of those things when you're putting in your submission. Let's see, a little bit more information. Let's see, do we have the team on the line before I hand it over? Nate, are you there by any chance? Maybe having some technical difficulties.
Yes, I did move Nate over to the panelist, so he should be able to talk. Let me click it on
There.
from.
Can you hear us now?
There.
I was double
Yes, sir.
muted.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we can hear you now. So just before you get into things, I'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself briefly, sir. Make any initial comments you want about what you'd like to say about this effort, what you're hoping to achieve in it, and then the sorts of questions that you would like to answer today from folks who are on here. After you introduce yourself, maybe you can ask and answer the questions that have already been submitted. And then that way everybody has an even playing field. And then when there's new questions that come up, those as well can be addressed. And we do want to be mindful anytime a question is asked, either ones that you've already received or a new one that comes in, we want to be really careful that we don't ask a question out loud or give an answer out loud that will give away proprietary information for a company. Sometimes we have to help them look out for themselves. So just we all want to be mindful of that. With that being said, I'm going to be quiet and turn this over to you, Mr. Don, let you introduce yourself and get rolling.
Thank you, Cody. My name is Nathan Dawn. I'm over at headquarters Air Force Global Strike Command, located at Barksdale Air Force Base in Shreveport, Louisiana. And I prior B-52 operator and 24 years active duty, and now 12 years at the headquarters. So seeing a lot of modernization programs go through the command, and kind of what the platforms need within the commands. And so one of these is battery powers, where everything from a weapon to aircraft to a certain degree needs batteries. And the way we operate in extreme environments, I've been up at Minot, minus 15, minus 18, but I hear it gets down to like minus 50. Haven't experienced that myself, but I have been in the desert where on the flight line it's 140 degrees. So with these batteries, it's not going to be utilized in a nice air-conditioned environment. It's going to be in extreme hot and cold regime. So whether it's in new programs that I'm working in this Agile Pod, which is this pod that we can hold various payloads that will need various amounts of power, energy, to battery requirements in the aircraft. And that's kind of the short story of it. And I don't have a list of all the questions, but they are in DSIP. So I encourage you to go into DSIP to see what questions have been asked so far. And I'll just stop there for any questions or hand it back to you, Cody. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Very good. So feel free to go ahead and chime in, ask questions. I don't think in my chat, I don't see anything yet. So the guys in the background, Dayton, Tim, if you do, can you be sure that those get asked?
Yes, sir, will do. We're monitoring right now. I don't see any coming through right now.
Okay.
We're going to find let's see if we can find the ones that were submitted previously, and then we can just ask through those. We're going to be digging those up momentarily.
Yes. In fact, I think I'm on there now. Let me see if those things show up. Yeah. So in fact, the questions and answers are on here. So I can go ahead and read those that way because they're publicly available. And then Nate, if you have any further comments, you're certainly welcome to add those. The first question that came in was, does the program prefer primary or secondary batteries? Would be of more interest to the Air Force. Let's see, for what battery type? Are there specific energy or specific power targets? If the secondary batteries are preferred, what is the targeted cycle life range and charge rate? The answer that was given is secondary batteries, a target of 300 WH. I don't know the technology of what that stands for. WH/kg, kilograms or greater. Cycle life, multiple hundreds of cycles, and at least 3C charge rate is desired, but not necessary for all applications. Nate, that's what I have for that. Do you want to add anything else, or you just want to leave it there?
Yeah, we'll just leave it there.
Okay, good. The next question that came in was, does the program have a general goal for degree of elasticity of the proposed battery or components? The answer given in DSIP, no, there is no goal at this time. Looking for commercial solutions that allows for the most unique solutions. I assume you don't want anything else to that, Mr. Don?
We're just looking for their best solution to kind of be flexible.
Okay.
I wouldn't add.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last thing.
Yeah, I just don't have anything more to add to that.
Okay, yeah. Do you want, I'm just going to ask this question, do you want to comment publicly on the importance of elasticity to this solution? I know there's several different requirements, and some will be more difficult than others. Elasticity, how crucial or central is that to this particular specific topic?
Yeah, I mean, it's important to a certain degree, to give us options, whether they're different platforms with different hatches that would have to fit into, or panels, so to a certain degree, there should be flexibility.
Okay. The third question and the final one that has already come in, would a modeling/simulation proposal directed at the performance objectives of the topic be of interest? The answer that was given, no, we do not think a modeling or simulation proposal would be of interest. So those are the three that have already been asked. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to confirm that. Yeah, we're looking for solutions.
Okay, very good. So those are the three that have already come in. Do we have any other comments or questions from any companies that are here? I don't see any on my side. Tim or Dayton, do you guys have anything?
No, Cody, I'm not seeing anything here for the questions, but maybe for companies that might not have gotten access to the webinar or might join later, do we want to speak to maybe a potential use case of how a battery, if it were the ideal solution, might actually be applied to the technology or to the capability? Over.
Yeah, so with the Agile Pod kind of concept, we have different payloads. We could have payloads that we need power for, navigation or sensors, or maybe even electronic warfare equipment or something. So various power level requirements, and with a B-52 sortie, we're looking at anything up to 40 hours plus. So, these things have to have that long endurance as well.
Appreciate that, Nate. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And anything else that we think may be of value to those who are watching this in the future this is a great time to add that. I'm going to go ahead and add in the chat for any of those who are interested, a link to the DoD cybersitter.mil website, where you can go on and find this particular submission. If you go there and let me make sure I'm telling you right on this. If you just put in the filter section, make sure the only filter you have is the word advanced battery. And what you're going to look for is AF 241-0007. So I'll put that in here as well. AF, make sure I got this right, 241-0007. That is going to be the topic number, and that'll take you right to it where you can ask a question during the pre-release period and then also during the open period. Actually, in the open period, this is the only way you'll be able to ask further questions on this topic is through this DSIP portal. So there you've got that information. I hope that'll be a help to anybody in the future. I will just say too, while we're waiting, if you have sent in questions or if you have questions about our company, you can reach me at cody.ray@smallbcc.com. I'll put my email in the chat there. I'm not going to be able to answer questions regarding the topic, but if you have questions about our company and how we're working together on these topics with the government, then I'm happy to try to answer those or point you in the right direction. I'll pause here. Looks like a question's come in. Nate, can you see that question?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me take a look.
And I'm happy to, well, no, I should probably let you make the decision about whether to.
Yeah, so it's going to be utilizing the existing infrastructure, you know, like in the Agipod, there's already cabling and all that stuff. So we don't necessarily want to disturb that. So at least for right now, that's the intent. So it needs to be able to work around the current environment. Does that make sense?
Very good. Yep. And I'm sorry, I previously I had misplaced the DoD Supersitter. I said it only to the host and the panelists, so everyone else couldn't see that. I apologize. Let me go ahead and put those in now for everyone else. That way you can find that topic. Is there a follow-on question from the individual who asked? And just for folks listening in terms of audio, the question that was asked is the intent to utilize an existing infrastructure like chargers, cables, etc., or does that need to be taken into account for this proposed design? So you have that if you're listening, and then the answer was just given by Mr. Dolan. We'll wait for another moment to see if there's any follow-on comments or questions. Does anyone else from our team, SBCC, have anything that you would like to add before we begin to draw to a close?
Hey, Cody, it looks like you got another question there from Nate Whipple. And then,
Okay.
Mr. Whipple, could you put your questions in the Q&A? It'll just allow us to bend those in for other folks to be able to see them. And if you have a question on how to do that, let us know. We can help out.
And while he's doing that, I'll read the question so it's there in terms of audio, and then Mr. Don will give you a chance to get ready. The question is, will the basic requirements be provided as part of the solicitation to help understand the existing infrastructure?
Yeah, at this point in time, we're not going to provide that. We're just looking at the feasibility, what capabilities are out there. Those will kind of be provided to a smaller subset, probably like in the phase 2 piece, because there's non-disclosure agreements and all that stuff that has to be signed to look at the design. Over.
Okay, thank you. And as a reminder, the slides that you see scrolling through, they do have the intent of the phase 1 and the intent of the phase 2. In some ways, it's helpful to have the phase 2 here because you know what you're shooting for in the future. But again, really, this is the phase 1 effort, and it's a feasibility study to assess your technology's the realistic ability that it might be able to get after the government problem, and what your solution may entail. So that's the phase 1, what we're working on now. Feel free to take snapshots of those slides as they're scrolling through. We'll wait just another moment here to see if anything else comes in. This is your chance to get in front of the important people who are getting after these problems in the United States Air Force. So if you have a comment or a question, now is a great time to ask that.
Did you see the question pop in? Paul Kim wrote, we have a facility to make a small size battery. Is it required to make a full large size battery cell, or a smaller one is good enough and deliverable?
Yeah, thank you. I did not see that. So thank you for reading that. Nate, did you hear that?
So I'll answer this, as far as phase 2, preferentially, I'd like the full size, unit prototype, if possible.
Yeah, thank you for that question. And we'll pause again if you have follow-on comments or questions. One last chance for anybody who wants to chime in, and then I'm going to draw us to a close here. Thank you guys for taking care of those questions in the Q&A. I do see that now. So in case any more come in, I'll see it as soon as it pops up. If there is no further comment, or wait a minute, here we go, another one. Nate, I'll read it for you. For phase 1 feasibility, what level / size of battery would be appropriate? Coin / pouch, potentially. Not sure what that is.
Yeah, so we're not looking necessarily for a prototype on the phase 1. So the target for the prototypes were going to be in the phase 2, at least at this point in time, because there's only a certain amount of funding for the phase 1 for the company. So I mean, if you want to do something along with that prep, and it's affordable, that's something that we'll, I guess, look at. But primarily we're looking at working with companies that are selected to refine the potential prototyping of the capabilities that they have to meet our operational mission needs. Over.
Okay, thanks for that answer, Mr. Don. I appreciate that. Tony, you've received an answer there. If you have a moment, if you would like to, give a follow-on comment or question, we'll pause this for a moment to make sure you have plenty of time to do that.
I will just add to that comment just to make sure, the big thing is to meet the performance requirements, because we are looking for improved energy density. In some cases, it'll be high amperage type of capabilities for some of the systems that need power in the smallest form factor, possible. So just a little clarification.
Yeah, that makes sense, and that's helpful. All right, other comments or questions? I'll begin my brief wind down here, and that'll give anybody that'd like to make a comment a final chance to. Wanted to just say thank you for taking the time to reach out and to be a part of this specific topic, question and answer. Thanks for partnering with us. We genuinely look forward to working with you and the amazing technologies that you're able to come up with. Our military members or families spend long, hard hours putting their very lives in harm's way often and sacrifice a great deal for us. We encourage you to press ahead in your business and perfect your technology, your processes, and your people. Because when you, the civilian sector, and our military sector work together, we're really a force to be reckoned with. And so SBCC and the United States Air Force are eager to work together with you to help your company grow by helping the men and women of our U.S. Armed Forces as they go about defending our freedoms, our way of life in these United States of America. So thank you again. We are truly grateful for you and your eagerness to partner with us. We hope to see you on the other side of the decision regarding the phase ones. And we'll be very happy to work with you on bringing your technology into our military. Thanks again. Again, you have my email, cody.ray@smallbcc.com. If you have any questions about our company, and you have the DSIP portal if you have further questions for the technical point of contact. Thanks again. Hope everybody has a great day, and we will hope to talk to you after submissions.